Well, hello, greetings everyone once again. Thank you for joining us today. I have the honor of having my gorgeous mother here with me to cook gumbo today. So
hi y'all.
That's Mama. So we are about to throw down in this kitchen and get some gumbo going for you all.
Yes, sir.
So Mama says,
okay, the first thing we're gonna do is make the roux.
Alright, so she said equal parts oil, equal parts flour. I have a cup of oil and a cup of flour. And the rule with roux is you start off cold and then you go hot. So the oven is not on yet.
The stove.
The stove, I'm sorry, yes,
the
burner's
not on.
The burner's not on.
And what we gotta do first is mix the flour and the oil together till the flour is somewhat like diluted into the oil till it becomes one. So you keep stirring it till you get it all mixed. You don't want any bubbles, you don't want any lumps. So if you do a cup and a half of oil, you want to do a cup and a half of flour. So the rule is equal parts.
And this, so that y'all know, this is who taught me how to cook. In the meantime, we have our ingredients that we're going to use today. You can do all different types of gumbos. Today we're going to do a chicken, that's chicken thighs that have already been skinned and cleaned and all that. Chicken thighs, smoked sausage, shrimp, and we have gumbo blue crab. Of course, your onions to season, and we're also going to throw some okra in there at the end as well too. So chicken, sausage, shrimp, and crab gumbo is what we're doing with okra.
So you see that?
It's smooth.
No lumps.
I have the burner on medium-high heat.
One thing about Creole cooking, French cooking, is you gotta watch a pot. A pot don't cook by itself. I'm Sandra Lee, and this is Nikki Lee, and that behind the camera is Jordan Lee. Did you get it? It's all Lees. All the firstborns have Lee in the middle name. And I'll tell you something with roux, you got to keep stirring it. You stir it from the bottom like you see me stirring it here. Make sure it doesn't stick, because it'll stick and burn. Because I've turned this up a little bit higher. It's on medium-high right now. Because if you don't make your roux right, you messed up your gumbo, I can tell you right now. And believe me, some people can mess up a roux. And you're going to cook your roux till it's about a rust color. That's about the best way I can tell you how to cook roux. And when you know it's done. The bottom of it is starting to brown. And it's starting to get a little thicker.
It smells good.
Nothing like gumbo on a cold winter day. And you have to remember too, as you cook your roux, your pot's still going to be hot. So you got to pull that pot off the burner. And keep stirring. That pot's still going to be conducting heat. So it's a little tricky there where you got to keep cooking, but then pull it off the burner. And that is the color of the roux. And that's what I call a rust color.
Alright, so now I'm going to get my spices that we're going to use in the gumbo. So I'm going to grab some Lowry's, salt season, some garlic powder, and some red pepper. Right there. I have cayenne pepper back there. Alrighty, so spices I'm going to get out.
Season my meat, my chicken. I season it right in the pot. Put a little red pepper in now. A little Lowry's. onions in. Okay, now you're going to take your roux and mix that all through there. Wash my hands.
Alright, so I'm going to put this roux in here.
See that rich color? I mean, it's a rust. You think it's really dark, but what happens is as you add the water, it dilutes the color of the roux. So it's going to be a nice brown gravy consistency color.
As such, there we go. Okay.
Just put the sausage in. There, that's probably enough to get started. Shrimp will go in last. We'll stir this up one more time just for good measure. That's what it should look like. You know, people have all kinds of ways of doing this. This just happens to be the Mama Louise way, the way my grandmother taught me.
All right.
What happened? Cook until it comes to a rapid boil, and it's going to foam up. Once it foams up, I'm going to turn it down.
Alright, this is starting to boil and foam up, so I'm just going to stir this and actually cut it down a little bit so it doesn't boil over. As she said, stir this up until it goes away.
See how the foam's going down?
Mom says, the pro here, she is, says that it is now ready to add the shrimp.
Don't put her crab in. Save the juice because that's the flavor.
And these have already been cleaned. I didn't want y'all to think that we just took these out of the bag and threw them in there. They've already been cleaned.
Exactly.
If need be, we can do another video just on how to clean those, but they have already been cleaned.
And if you do buy the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, you still need to clean the fat out of them. So there's still a little bit of prep work that you need to do. Okay, and that cuts down on the amount of grease that you might have to skim off the top. Now if you come and look at this pot of gumbo, there's no grease on it, no oil on there. So that means her chicken was cleaned very, very well. So she took all the fat deposits off of the chicken before she seasoned it and put it in there. You gonna take some to?
Yeah, I'm gonna take some to Shana this time.
And that's what your pot of gumbo is going to look like. And as the crab cooks, the blue crab will turn red. When that turns red and your shrimp turn a little pink, it's time to eat. It's gumbo.
Well, that's a pot of gumbo, and of course, most people eat it with rice, and just throw some rice in your bowl, that on top of it. You got good eating there, so thank you.
A little filet on top.
Right. Actually, in my pantry, I have some filet. I'll show y'all that right quick. I'm on my little light here, and I got my filet. Back here's my filet. This says gumbo filet. Actually, I'm going to go on and read this out. That's gumbo.
That's gumbo.
Oh, man, yes, chef. Got some good eating there.
Yes, chef.
Alright, thank you, Mama. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And maybe one day I can make it like her. Maybe.